Good evening, morning, afternoon. Yeah, welcome to another entry into my ratchet life. And today, I'm gonna try my best to keep this story short. We're gonna talk about the time that I was catfished. So we're gonna take it back. Somebody asked me just recently to do a video on it, and I did one, and I didn't like the way it turned out. So I'm gonna retell the story because I left stuff out. So we're gonna take it back. I ended my relationship with my ex in April, May of 2012. It was a 2.5 year relationship. Learned a lot, and I just knew it was time to move on. So that summer afterwards, I had the time of my life and just enjoyed life. Summer 2012, I think, thus far has been like the best summer of my life so far. So then we move forward past the summer. I've had my time to live it up, have fun, single life. Whoop, whoop. I decided that I'm gonna give dating online a try. I don't have anything against people who date online. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. So I figured I'd try it and see what happens. So I first thought I'd try Black People Meet. Wasn't any particular reason. I saw the commercial and I said, I'll give it a try. I said I would give it 1 month. I said that I would actually, the thing that they don't tell you is that you can get on for free, but in order to read the messages that somebody has sent you, you have to pay. So I said I'll give them 1 month, and if nothing happens, I'm just gonna get back off. It's all in fun. I'm not, looking really serious for somebody. I'm just looking to see what's out there and what this world is like. Let me stop and say that people were like, why are you online dating? Like, you don't need to online date. It's not about dating online or me needing to date somebody online. I don't run in a lot of circles. I don't really go anywhere, to be honest with you. I'm not necessarily a homebody, but I don't go to a lot of social scenes. I don't do a lot of things. I don't go out to the club like that. I don't go out to bars like that. Like, I prefer to stay at my house and my people come over here, or I go to their place. And I go to public places every now and then, but when I go there, I'm literally going just for friends and not really trying to meet anybody. So I don't meet a whole lot of females like that. I mean, work, Walmart. At that time, I was entering into graduate school, so I didn't have a lot of time to do any, hey, how you doing? So, got on Black People Meet, gave them 1 month. Long story short, nothing happened. Did I see anybody that I thought was, oh my gosh, no. I did send a few messages, but the thing that kind of dawned on me after the fact is, even if I send them a message, if they haven't paid, they're not gonna even see the message, or they're not gonna even be able to read the message. So this is kind of a waste of my time. So I got off of Black People Meet. I got on Christian Mingle, then saw that they had that whole pay thing, so I was like, I'm not going through this again, sorry. So then I was like, then somebody told me about Plenty of Fish. It was a free website, all about free. And I was like, okay, I think I can handle free. And so I got on POF, as they call it. And it was very interesting because it was a lot of females on there, and it was a nice amount of attractive females on there. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let me stop here again and say that this all happened before the first episode of Catfish came on. Like, this happened literally before the first episode of Catfish came on. So once this whole story is complete, that is when Catfish came on TV, and I'm like, I kind of just went through this. Why didn't I see this show? Like, why wasn't this like placed 2 weeks later in my life? Anyway, so got on Plenty of Fish, saw plenty of females, had good conversations, and then there was one girl that I sent a message to that I thought was really attractive, and I got a response back immediately. And the response back says, hey, isn't your name Travis, and didn't you go to such and such high school? Yeah. And I'm like, how do you know me, or something like that? And she goes on to say that she went there too. Pause. I'm extremely good with faces. Like, I may not remember your name, but I'll remember your face. If nothing else, I've seen plenty of people out, and I'm like, I know they're from somewhere, but I can't place them. So, and I'm also trying to keep a look at time because my camera only does 10 minutes. I'm not trying to break this up. I don't want to have to edit. So she was like, I know you from the school that I went to. And so I was like, yeah, I went there, but I don't remember you. She was like, I wasn't there long. I was only there for part of sophomore year. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I may not remember somebody who wasn't even there a full year. And I knew that she really knew who I was because she was able to name at least the person who I was the closest to at the school at that time. And I'm like, okay, so this person really does know me. So maybe she's telling the truth. So I start doing my investigative skills because I'm not stupid. I don't immediately go like, hey, let's go out on a date. Like, it doesn't work that way. No. So I hop on Facebook. Let me check her out and see what I find. So based on what her username was, so I've been talking for the longest and the camera hasn't even been recording. That pisses me off. So based on the girl's username, which was Tasha Tay or something like that, I decide, okay, her name must be Tasha Taylor. Let me look her up on Facebook. So I look that name up on Facebook, and the first name that comes up has a picture of the same girl and like 40 or 50 mutual friends. Click on the person to see, because it lets you know who the mutual friends are. All the mutual friends between me and this girl are from high school. So I'm like, okay, why would all these people from high school have added her if they didn't know her or something like that? Not really thinking that people are just adding people to get their friends list up. So I'm thinking, okay, cool, check. I go as far as to get my friend who's one of those mutual friends that I'm really cool. I said, let me get your username and your password and log in under your account, and I need to check out somebody's profile. Log into their profile to look at hers. Everything looks cool. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So natural progression of all this stuff, and I don't know if I'm saying the same thing twice because I don't know where the camera cut off at. Natural progression is to start at the online talking, to get to text messages or emails, move to phone calls, and then naturally a Skype or a meeting or something like that in a public place, of course. Talked online, conversation is great. Texting, still conversation is great. Phone conversation is awesome. One thing that's really important to me when I'm dating somebody is, yes, you can be beautiful and have a banging body, but you have to have something else that's gonna sustain me to keep my interest, because eventually I'm gonna get used to the aesthetic things that attracted me to you in the first place. So I need to be attracted to your personality as well. I say looks attract me, personality keeps me. That's kind of what I've always said. What I've also learned is that men, I think, are much more visual beings than women. I think I found a lot of women who will look past a guy that they don't find that attractive because he has a good personality. Sorry, but I'm not one of those types of guys. Yeah. So anyway, we started talking on the phone, great conversation. And then we start talking about preferences. And I think everybody has a preference. Like I said, everybody has whatever it is that they're attracted to. And I don't ever dare shame somebody about what it is that they're attracted to. It just is what it is. And we get on the topic of weight. Mind you, this girl that I'm thinking I'm talking to is a small frame girl, nice body, all that kind of stuff. Wasn't it too good to be true body, but it was a nice body. And I'm like, I say, outright, and I'm going to be honest, and I hope I don't offend anybody here, and I hope you just really understand that this is just my preference. If you look at me, you can tell I'm not some big dude. I'm not cut up. I'm not buff or anything like that. Let me check the camera. All right, we're still good. I'm not buff. I'm not any of that. I'm not even really that tall. I said, if I'm with somebody, I would prefer, when it comes to size-wise, that if I'm hugging them, my fingertips touch on the other side. That was what I said. Why did I say that? Because she was like, oh my gosh, you're so shallow. You're this and you're that. And I'm like, that doesn't make me shallow. That's just a preference. If I'm hugging you, I want my fingertips to at least touch on the other side. I mean, you know how big you gotta be for my fingertips not to touch? Anyway, that's what I said. And then she asked me, so I mean, like, what's a weight, like, number scale? Like, what's, like, too big? I threw out some number, not really having an idea of reference as far as weight and all of that kind of stuff. And I was just digging a deeper hole in myself. And I remember she got really mad that I said that and called me shallow several times. And I just was really confused. I'm like, you're a small girl. Why you get mad at me? Because I say that I don't want a girl who's however large. I mean, I'm just not attracted to larger women. Not to say that I haven't seen ones that are pretty. I just don't find myself attracted to them. It just is what it is. I'm not going to complain or apologize for it. So, yeah, that was like a weird moment. And fast forward. I'm still trying to get her to meet me. It ain't working. So I've already made up in my mind that, okay, after this date, if we haven't met, we just not. I'm about to just delete your number out of my phone. It's not going to happen. So we were playing a game like Two Truths and a Lie or something like that. And she was like, I got something that really important that I need to tell you. And she just kept putting it off. She put off like a day or two. And then finally, I'm sorry, this is not more anticlimactic because I wasn't going to meet her. I would have met her in a public place. I would have, but not in a private manner. And I really wanted to see her on Skype to see her moving and everything. And let me also say, I only bought her one thing, and I'll tell you what that was in a minute. And I don't feel like I was stupid for doing it either. She comes out and says, I'm not the girl in the pictures. Can't say I'm too surprised about that. She goes on to tell me that the pictures are not her. Tasha Taylor is really not her name. She told me to call her Nicole. Despite the fact that her name was Tasha Taylor, she said, but my friends call me Nicole. I'm like, oh, okay. I thought her middle name was what she was saying was Nicole. Come to find out, even though this girl said that she only went to my school for part of sophomore year, she went to my school all 4 years. This person knew me, had plenty of conversations with me. I considered this person to be really cool, really down to earth, a really cool chick that I thought was like, dang, like that's one of the cool girls. You know, you could talk to her, laugh with her. She was quiet, but she was really cool. And at one point in time, I even thought that she was really cute. So when I found out it was her, I was like, really, you took all this time pretending to be somebody else, and you knew me? Like, you knew that I wasn't the type of guy that was like trying to sleep with you or nothing like that, but that's how you... And she was like, I was gonna try to get it out. No, you weren't trying to get it out. That's a bunch of bullcrap. Anytime somebody says that I was trying to tell you, you ain't trying to tell nobody nothing. If you have something that you really want to tell somebody, you're gonna tell them. You're not gonna keep prolonging it out, trying to see how the tables are gonna turn, because clearly you knew that I was becoming interested. So what did you think was gonna change? You know what I mean? But it is what it is. The only thing I ended up buying her was a pizza, though. She was at work one day and she said, oh, I'm hungry, I ain't got nothing to eat. So I got her like a $5 pizza from like Hungry Howie's, and I had it delivered to her job. Yeah, I'm romantic like that. But so anyway, I was really pissed and I laughed it off, and I was like, dang, all these other things that, you know, didn't seem to make sense made sense. But yeah, that's how I got catfished, and she hit me up talking about, can we still be friends? No, we can't still be friends because you're a liar, and I don't do liars. And then the catfish show came on. I'm like, dang, I just went through this. So that was cool. But that's my catfish story. It wasn't anything crazy. I didn't meet up with her. This wasn't something that was going to go on for a long time. This maybe went on maybe a month and a half, maybe. But I wasn't going to let it go on any longer than that just because I'm smarter than that. Thank you guys for watching my first video, and I hope you enjoyed my catfish story. And like I said in the comments, please tell me what it is you want to hear about. Please like this video and subscribe to TA Thoughts still for right now. Name change coming soon. We'll see. I'm so glad to be welcome back, and I'm so glad to be doing this again, y'all. Y'all just don't understand. I'm talking really fast because the battery light is flashing. I hope I didn't leave anything out of this story. If you have a catfish story, tell me about it. And I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.